Yo, what's up? It's Dreas, aka DJ Anti-Zero, and I am here with another selection podcast. And I don't have a host. I don't have a guest this time. So, just me by myself. Every Sunday, bringing it to you right here on whatever platform you're listening to and or watching it on. I gotta work on my introductions. Just waking up too. So, kind of get me into the vibe. But 5 days into the new year, and we have a ton of stuff that I will not fully be deep diving into just because of the fact that I am not fully knowledge based. I'm just giving my thoughts and opinions. And also, this will be a bit of a short of a podcast. Mainly because of the fact that I realized around about an hour or so, the audio starts drifting off between the video and, audio. And I'm just like, I'm trying to find a way around it. So from now on, I'm going to try to keep it a minimum, like just below an hour. So if the audio does fade out, at least around that time, it's the end of the podcast and not like an hour and some change in. I feel like there's a way for me to do, in fact, let me take this off because I just realized I have that on. I just realized maybe I need like 2-3 cameras, have one like go on, and then when it hits like a 40-minute-ish mark, like start another one, and then like kind of switch over to that one, and then have that running for like about 10 minutes, and then switch back over to this one, so that way I can have like the audio not cross-fade out. It seems like that's the best solution, but I don't know. It's a trial thing, and I would wait until I have more people on this podcast. It's more like, excuse me, I just ate waffles. It's more like willing to stay. Like, shout out to the Java Bean podcast by Infamous Prodigy. Shout out to Vidova Black. And shout out to Bojina for being on last year's, in theory, podcast. This year, I'm looking forward to having a lot of different people on the podcast. I'm not sure whom. I'm not sure what it's going to entail, but I'm just going to try different stuff. We're just going to keep on trying stuff. So, like I said, thank you guys for coming back to the second episode of the podcast. I appreciate it. I'm going to be working on a lot of different things for this podcast, and I'm going to make sure I do my best to do this every single Sunday. And we're going to have fun. We're going to talk about the main stuff. We're going to talk about some funny stuff. We're going to talk whatever we feel like conversating about. That's just the selection. And honestly, I never know where to start. I have a lot of things in my head. And I'm just like, yo, I gotta get them out. I gotta let you guys know about. I'm just like, I don't really know what to tell you guys. Like, this whole war thing, I guess we could start off with that. Why? There's like, according to the headline, because I only read the headline, I didn't deep dive into like the actual article. So I'm going based off the headline right now. But Reuters, RUTERS.com. Headline: Death to America aimed at Trump, not American nation, Iran leader says. With that information there, honestly, I don't really know what to say about it. And again, this is my opinion. This is my thoughts. I'm not projecting these views on behalf of Project DCX. I'm doing these views on behalf of so-and-so, or saying that, this is what you should believe. This is my opinion, so this is my thoughts. If you feel as though you want to say something, I'm not trying to get political on my podcast. I'm just stating some things that I feel like that I've been thinking about. And I sit here and go, one, why do we still have an army? Like, why are we still putting human lives in danger? I always felt, or not always, but majority of my life felt that why can't they find a way, like, I feel like our president should be smart. Like, no matter what president is elected, should be smart to deal with certain things. And when it comes to stuff like this, we don't need to have a war. I feel as though we can always just, like, if we're trying to sit here and debate, like, okay, well, do Iran got it? Do Russia got it? Do U.S. got it? Do China got it? Etc. Play chess or something. Like, something that doesn't involve another human life in this factor. Like, I get it if you want to have, like, spies and whatnot, agents, that makes a bit more sense. but a legit military. Come on, dudes. And before I begin, um, hey Google, what's today's date?
It is Sunday, the 5th of January, 2020.
So you know what day I'm actually recording this on and what I'm, presenting this on. So yeah. That being said, so yeah, I don't feel like we should have a military. I don't see the need. Like I know 60% of them join mainly for the fact of paying off student loans or getting into college easier, something college related. Uh, then 60%, I'm just going. That's like not even. That's a guess. Just a guess based on what I'm assuming and what I'm seeing. It's not even like factual. It's not no article I read. I was like, oh, 60% of. No, this is me just saying 60% of. That's how I feel. Now, them targeting specifically Trump. I am against, directly killing somebody. One, I always believe that there's some things worse than death. So I feel like death's kind of an easy way out for a lot of different things that people should not get away with. But no, I don't think the shade. I don't know if it's assassination or whatnot. I don't know exactly what this is. I'm not going to deep dive in this article because I'm not trying to get political. I'm just like, first of all, Trump should have never, and I think we as a nation don't want this World War III. And I know the memes is funny and whatnot, but I kind of do agree. I kind of agree with the whole, like, if you're a Trump supporter, you should be, in theory, the first ones to kind of be more on the line than anybody else. Kind of. But at the same time, I'm just like I know some friends of mine that's in the military and whatnot. And I'm just like, wish them best of luck. And I hope that, I pray for them and I hope that they make it safe and come back home to their families and to their loved ones. So I pray for that. I don't actually want this war to happen. I don't want them to even be active, find each other, against each other, etc. Just feel like it's all bad setup right now. And I also thought about it too. I'm saving my tax money, and this continues on and drags over my tax money. And I hear that there's an outbreak of quote unquote war. I'm gonna figure out how much it costs to live in Canada or wherever I can live because I am not. Nah, I ain't doing. Let's see what happens. I'm not promising that going to happen on my book, but we'll see what happens. My mind's just going there. It's not guaranteed yet. And then we also had the problem with Australia and the wildfire that was being caught and took, I want to say, more than 50% of Australia wildlife. So animals were highly endangered, and I feel bad for the animals. Pray for Australia as well. And it's kind of funny how we had one in the U.S. and now we have one in Australia, and it's become this massive, which is weird. Why has it been this massive? As if this has been going on for at least like 2-3 days, a continuous fire, and we somehow don't have enough people to put out this fire. We don't have enough support from one nation to another to help out with this fire. We can't focus should be, making sure the planet is cool and all, and we can still go our days and about our lives. This kind of goes back into this theory that I have about the villain being the good guy and then the hero being the bad guy. Because if I'm working 9 to 5 and I'm struggling my ass off, and the villain destroys my job or potentially is trying to eradicate the world of X, Y, and Z, is that such a bad thing? Like, I won't have to pay taxes no more. I don't have to worry about money, financial situations no more. The villain, does what he does, but then the hero comes saves the day. Then I'm back to the struggle, even though, lives are saved and what. Like, it's an up and down balance, and it's a very gray. It's just a theory in my head, and I thought it was like kind of like funny, not funny, but like more of an interesting topic or interesting debate to have. I'm pretty sure I would love to have that debate with somebody at some point. The the villain being the good guy and the hero being the bad guy, because it could go both ways. I don't see why it can't. But yeah, there's that, and I was just going through my selection timeline and checking to see if there's anything that I want to discuss. Oh, and this quote unquote new law by simplemost.com. A new law could say parents who, oh, a new law could send parents to jail if their kids bully other children. And I sit here and go, what? So you're telling me like I could be like the nicest dad in the world to my child, but my child might be spoiled to the point where he wants to bully another kid, and I get sent to jail for that. So who's taking care of my kid? Because now you're gonna put my kid in foster home and all that, so I won't be able to see my kid if I end up going, quote unquote, going to jail, and everything's just messy from that point. So it's just like I'm not saying what is this world coming to, because it's mainly the U.S. at this point, as far as I'm seeing. But yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh, and shout out to Big Sean and Janae getting back together, even though I feel like they was never really broken up. They were just more of like taking a break from each other so they can actually do musical stuff, and then coming back. So it wasn't really a breakup. I'm not really disappointed. I had seen that coming. And anything I want to say. This is gonna be a really short podcast. Shout out to you guys for coming, listening and doing a video. I don't know if you guys see my Instagram video. Can I even find that video? I have a video on my Facebook page. 2 items I need review. Okay, we're gonna come back to that. Kind of like, what 2 items are you talking about? If we're talking anime, by the way, before I find what I'm finding, I just found it. If we're talking anime stuff, I'm actually surprised on Hero Academia. I kind of feel like it disappointed me this episode, this Saturday just passed. I'm not sure what's going on with Sword Art Online or Boruto. They didn't drop an episode this week. I don't know. And I've also been watching this anime called Gungear something. It's with an S. And I'm like, oh my god, like the location, what's everything about. Like, it's very Kingdom Hearts 4 or next game of Kingdom Hearts-esque vibe. And my theories is going all over the place, like where Riku and Sora are merged together, or like not merged, but fused together into another entity that's supposed to be like them, but in one. And then you have like multiple, like in his world, there's like a version of Axel from the Kingdom Hearts world to Zoro's world. I think that's Zoro. Zoro world, and like all these different things going on. And I'm like, I remember the animation for the other world and like the gameplay and how they were fighting each other. And I'm like, this looks just so much similar to what's going on that in Gunslinger, and the involvement with time, and the 2 different worlds are clashing and having a battle with each other, and one's gonna eradicate versus the other, and they have to like do this with a certain amount of time, and it gets real deep dive into it, and I'm like, oh, they're about to really rip the entire, at least 80%, again estimated 80% of the world from that point to the next point to cross play over to Kingdom Hearts. And I like the idea, but I hope they give them credit, because if they don't give them credit, then I just feel like you legit are not the mastermind that everybody's proclaiming Tetsuya Nomura to be. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But let's see if I can rewind this a little bit. I'm not gonna play it because copyright reasons, but if you can see a little bit, there you go. I'm not sure if it's gonna. Okay, you see the movements in the video of the camera? You would think that somebody's holding onto it. And that's not the case. As a matter of fact, I use this little tool right here to do so. So the way it works is gimbal. For those who don't know, that's how it works. You put the phone right here, and it displays, if I can get it properly. That's the only thing I hate about gimbals. It'll automatically do it on its own. Like, it'll adjust. Oh, you're really just like fighting with me right now. Alright, so go like this. It rotates somehow. I'm not sure why it's not like rotating properly for a flat. Whatever. It rotates. It does. I just can't figure it out right now. But what happens is this has a built-in tracking system into it. So along with the app that you can download with this, once you buy one of the gimbals, which you actually need to have the app running in order to use the gimbal properly and for it to actually stabilize itself, etc. You can use the app to track whatever you feel like tracking. So what I did was I tracked my face, and as part of my face was kind of gone because the angle of the video, it helped. So every time I move my head, the entire screen, or I should say the entire phone, moved along with it, tracking my entire face. And I can actually track wherever I feel like tracking, along a specific object and or subject. So, yeah, I liked it. I don't know how anybody else feels about it, so I'm actually looking forward to feedback and response. If you want to see how that video works, please check out my Instagram, because that's the most current, I should say, video of me DJing with the gimbal on. And I plan on using this not only for the DJing, but for any performances I have coming up, for me vlogging other events. I want to test out some features that this has, like transition features, 15-second video features. I don't know how you want to call it. I also want to use it for dancing. I have pretty wide variety of ideas of how I want to use this. And I'm also looking forward to picking up myself a new lens. I'm hoping later on this week. Hoping. Not guaranteed. I'm hoping. I don't think I figured it out. Did I? No, I did not. This part. Whatever. Let me put this back in a way. Cause I think I messed it up. Yeah, I did. Yep, I did. Yep, messed it up. Yep, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's the only problem with it. It's kind of takes a minute to like get a handle on, like, they kind of tell you how to do it. I say kind of, and it still give me problems. All right, there we go. And by the way, this is a tripod which kind of comes with it, which is just very handy. I'm actually going to use this for some stuff I got on Amazon that I want to order very soon. But right now, I put this alone on my tripod and let it sit, and then let's do this thing. And the folding is the only thing that's kind of bothersome. Like, it's kind of self-explanatory. Like, you kind of can see how it's set up. Like, they had a little, gray dots for you to line up, and you kind of can tell where to put stuff together at. And also, you could charge your phone with this. I forgot about that, too. So, if your phone's dying and you want to continue recording, you can charge it there. And then to charge the device itself, it comes with a Type-C charger, and you can plug it in right there. You just need a power brick, because they didn't give you a power brick. They just give you the cord for it. It kind of works for me because, I have a Type-C device. Anyway, even though it won't be fast charging, it'll still charge. Well, my assumption would be. So I'll put that to the side. Anything else I want to discuss with you guys? If you feel like being on the air and you want to hop on the air, you want to talk wherever you want to talk and just have a chat, perfectly fine with me. I have to finish listening to the Joe Button podcast, so not much for me on my end specifically that I want to really get off my chest. I'm actually glad I actually got out of bed to do this. Excuse me. Do this podcast with you guys because of the fact that I wasn't going to do it at first. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should call it off this week. And I was like, Dre, every Sunday, let's get it. And I might have pre-recordings before Sunday, so I might end up recording this on a Wednesday and then drop it on a Sunday. It's going to possibly be like that. And the reason why the last podcast, the last selection video was dropped around Wednesday, Thursday, or technically Friday because of difficulties, was because I wanted to put it out right away. I wanted to, get it started. I wanted to feel like, I'm starting the journey off instead of waiting until the day of. So that was just my move. And another thing too, if you have a New Year's resolution, forget it, because of the fact that what's going to happen is, I know a lot of people do this, and I've personally done it myself, but then after like 2 years ago, I kind of stopped doing it, where I don't no longer set a resolution, and if I do, the resolution is more so for, how want to say it, throughout the year. So like, let's say, oh, I forgot I didn't go to the gym yesterday, and yesterday was supposed to be my start of every Saturday. I'm supposed to go to the gym. Well, if I don't start that Saturday, I won't allow my resolutions to take a toll on me to not do it the following Saturday. Whatever day start, or not even the following Saturday, whatever next day I have available free to go to the gym. Just start, just go do. No resolutions. Whatever you think you have in mind, start the next day, start within the next hour, start within the next minute if you can. That's the way I'm looking at it, and I'm doing my best right now to get up, make a dance video, practice something, drop a mix, etc. I think my DJ favorite mix might be a 4 to 5 part thing. Quite a lot of things I want to talk about. Is that everybody like knocking? Or is it just doing something out there? Anyway. I'm mostly probably going to do a little photo shoot right before I end all this. I feel like my eyes are dumb red. Alright guys, I think that's all I got to talk about for you guys on this episode of the podcast. Sorry for being as short as this is. Hope you guys enjoyed this talk. Hope you guys found anything useful, found something that, you can use in the future or talk about on your own podcast, or hope this starts, your little motivation on whatever you're trying to plan on doing. Shout out to M9 Photography. I was about to say it wrong. Shout out to Press Hoopla as well. Shout out to Royal Pro Productions. Shout out to Fedova Black. Shout out to Project CX. Shout out to... Who else am I shouting out? I want to say they're really hammering. Oh, I think they're doing the roof over across the street. Shout out to... Who else needs a shout out? Shout out to Manifest Visions. Shout out to Spotlight. Have nothing to do with me. I'm just shouting them out. Shout out to all the models that I've shot in the past and future models that I will continue to shoot. Shout out to... Who else to shout out to? Shout out to my family, my mother. That's the first time I ever said that. I realized that part. Shout out to Shout out to the Joe Button Podcast group on Facebook. Shout out to those that follow, like, and subscribe. Shout out to those soldiers out there that are putting their lives on the line. Shout out to Australia for, their wildfire incident. Hope everybody is doing okay and prayers are sent out to them. Shout out to all the DJs, whether you're a beginner or a professional. I know far from this experience that I have, it is a struggle and it does get very, not confusing, but more so problematic. Wanting to do your own thing, and then people are just coming up to you for requests and song change requests. You're getting hired for something that that you really are not, So, yeah, shout out to that. Shout out to the artists. Shout out to the dancers as well. Shout out to all the creatives, creators that are putting stuff out on a constant daily basis, multiple times throughout the day. Me just putting out DJ mixes and dance videos and working on music. I know the struggle of myself. I guess the only difference on my end is as much as I have the opportunity to be multi-creative with all these different things, and push being limited, I realize if I were to stick to DJing, there were certain things I would be doing as, just DJing, but the problem is for me to get in that mindset, I would have to literally take that time to just say, okay, what am I doing strictly for DJing to upgrade my DJing, like videography or whatever the case may be. And the same thing goes for dancing, music, and whatnot. Yeah, that's it. So, till next time, guys. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.